08 it is exactly 8 minutes after 4 emsakazweni wakondizela ngaphezulu kwesabantu isiteshi ngesabantu isiteshi Skies Metro FM is the Metro Drive sibamba kanje phoza amaphoza khona something nice from ke uzinja ziyamluma ethi khona amandebele nawe uyakwazi ukuthi khona sibamba kanjalo kwesabantu isiteshi ke ngoba silobuntu la ungumuntu la ungumuntu sonke singabantu banye nje wangukuphomliseke mlele Skies Metro FM ukuthi khona ke mazi sithi khona 4 o'clock asasibamba phela lapha phela ezinye izindaba sihamba ngazo emsakazweni wakho njalo futhi khona kulezi thekele izabe zikhona emsakazweni wakho ke asibone ukuthi khona sibamba kanjani so do make sure ukuthi khona ke you join the conversation khona apha you send us a message if you want to take part 0774460100 ikhola postela khona ke program esiyethela isite ke Center for Innovation and Technology khona apha ke emsakazweni wakho project esamba ngayithi khona promoting civic awareness and action to counter disinformation so itopic esamba ngayi namhlanje ke ngiyakunikeza yona earlier on ukuthi khona the use of fact checks and digital security to counter information disorders khona apha ke emsakazweni wakho ndizela ngaphezulu Skies Metro FM like I said ukuthi khona ke silo Bhekuzulu Chuma NAST lecturer media and literacy trainer and then siphinde sibelo lo Andile Khumalo khona lapho media literacy trainer emsakazweni wakho ndizela ngaphezulu Skies Metro FM ngokuqala ke ngithanda ukuthi khona ke introduce ke uMr Chuma unjani
ngishapu mina unjani wena
I'm right ke abalaleli ngabakho singabakhulumisa
salibonani balaleli siyathabuka lapha emsakazweni kwesabantu ukuthi sizoxoxa ngalolu daba uJB asekhulume ngalo olwe fake news and fact checking.
All right ke siyabonga kakhulu ke baba Khumalo unjani mfowethu
mina ngisiphile mina ngibone wethu sixolele namhlanje
isixolele
sike safa imalanga radle haye
bekuthisha
hayi kaya fiwa
ngiyavuma lawa ngithi bekutshisa
ngiyabona usuntshatsha ngilokuzeni ngemethi hayi bekufiwa lokujuna sibili
bekufiwa sibili ngabe ugodola sibili sesabona ukuthi khona weather yangikhona la ke yathi ifuna ukusibonisa ukuthi khona yona ungubani but ke abalaleli ngabakho ke singaweza ukuthi khona bona bathini bakhulumisa
linjani balaleli emakhaya so siza ngalolu dawo lwemedia literacy udawo oluhliphe kakhulu yazi sicala lalela participate libuze lembuzo lingayibuza singayiphendula yonke i-fake news mesiqede emphakathini lo
ya indaba ye fake news ke yona indaba esivamile kakhulu ke igcwele lapha social media Facebook ku Twitter Instagram kanye la ku WhatsApp kakhulu kuyathola ukuthi khona kule information yabi lokho ingena lapha ema groupini and stuff like that abantu bapanic abantu bagcina beyenza izinto ezingafanelanga bayenza ezinye izinto but masikhangela ukuthi khona fake news and misinformation disinformation have been a problem for some time and ke masikhangela ukuthi khona ke indaba yangikhona ke iya affect abantu ezindlini yas affect lathi indlela esiphila ngakhona ngoba phela ugcina usuphila usiyenza izinto ezingafanelanga ukuthi khona ke uzenze and then sharing fake news during electoral period can cause harm at electorates and reduces the credibility of being of a different sources akwazi ukuthi khona isikhathi esihamba kiso kathesi sema elections abuya 2023 akabe siba lama elections athola ukuthi khona umise eqalisile ukushare information ugcina usukhoza ke izinto ezingafanelanga ke ebantwini khona abuzothoka hayi no ubani uwinile akade khona ngale ubebala aqamba manga umuntu ke ebesihlalele endlini khuluma ke izinto ke ezingayisizwe ke so ke into esikhangelayo khona lapha ke mlele Skies Metro FM indaba ye fake news so feel free ukuthi khona usendele i-message 0774460100 khola posthola khona ke send a WhatsApp message or a text message sabe sikhona khona lapha ke emsakazweni ukuthi khona ke sikuphendule and then ke sikunikeze ke ama answer ayiyo ukuthi khona ke siwedela kanjani njalo futhi khona siqeda kanjani indaba le esibiza sithi khona nge fake news izinto inews ezingayisizo ke soqala ke sikhulume ke lo Mr Chuma so ke umbuzo wokuqala uthi khona ke why is it important to fact check information online and offline?
Yeah, thank you JB. That's a very important question that you have asked. And I hope our listeners, your listeners are going to also share with us what they think. You know, one of the dangers that can happen to an individual or in any society is to rely on lies. You know, as an individual, as a community, as a country, as a city, we need to make informed decisions. You know, we need to be guided by factual information on things that we do on a day-to-day basis. I will just use an example in terms of us having the need to making informed decisions. We have just come out of COVID. You know, a lot of fake news has been circulating around COVID and how to protect ourselves from COVID. Esingathi ngama conspiracy theories. You know. So abanye abantu bayenze ezinye izinto ezigcine zabafaka ku danger because of fake news. So abanye abantu they missed the opportunity, for instance, to vaccinate because they were told to once you vaccinate
after 5 years.
After 5 years. Abanye it was you have after 2 years. Abanye DNA system is going to change. So that's fake news because there is no evidence to that. And for someone or landile that kind of information, they have been misinformed, right? So in terms of them taking a decision to say, let me go and vaccinate, they stay away and say no, mina ngisafuna ukuphila ngeke ngife nxa kuyikuthi iCovid ama vaccine ayenza so cha asingeke siwenze lokho. So that's fake news, isn't you know, the other importance of fact checking is just to protect yourself and your loved ones against abantu abanye abagangileyo. At times abanye abantu they are human trafficked. Ujele kuthiwa hayi indoda ngale eDubai kumbe eURE kulemsebenzi emihle ungahamba khona ngale vele impilo yakhe yahlishintshe, you know. So it's something that has not been verified. You get rumors from some people telling you that we are living a great life. If you go there, you follow this organization and do this. Organizations do use fake news to lure people into such activity. So you are human trafficked. You can even lose your valuables by people saying go and invest in such as you remember the issues of using where people were investing large sums of money. Ungafaka maybe $100, then at the end of it you're going to get imali engange 1,000, you know. And they did not even bother to check where is this coming from. Can this be real? The possibilities of me investing $10, then at the end I get 1,000, you know. So that's fake news that is circulating and is coming from different directions for different motives, you know. Yeah, I think for now I can stop here.
Alright, ke uzwile ke mlelo esikhazi Metro FM ke lapho uyakhuluma ke uMr Chuma ukuthi khona indaba ze fake news ukuthi khona amlimaza kanjani ke umphakathi ke lapho khona uzwile ke even when it comes to indaba ze health, when it comes to ezinye izindaba, be it politics, be it ezinye izindaba ke khona lapho ke mlelo esikhazi Metro FM. So do make sure ukuthi khona lawo ke ungabi perpetrator, ungabi someone ke ongezelelayo futhi khona ushayeni ke I fake news ngoba kathesi ke ukuzwile ukuthi khona siphuma ke esikhathini esinzima abanye aba vaccinate because of indaba ze fake news khona abanye COVID mayisikuchaya sikutholile ke usuyathola ukuthi khona hayi no fake news sezikufake ke enkingeni usugqoka amasocks enkuku wona nkuku makhaya akukhitshwa ngamanzi bilayo ke. Alright ke khona how can one identify fake news circulating on social media ngoba phela esikhathini esiningi yabuthole from emuntwini oyabumtrusta ngithi nje so nguthole from umngane wami ethi khona hayi no phela JP sokwenzakale kanje ngale eSouth Africa bathi kwenzakala so umbelela ubuye.
Yeah, very practically JP what you are raising, there is urgent need now because of one, many people are now online.
Yeah,
just literally everyone, most of us are now using gadgets to share, receive information online. So the very fact that most of us are on WhatsApp, on social media such as Twitter, Facebook, it exposes us to the dangers of fake news. Because like you are saying now you can start your fake news and circulate it, and the next person who trust that I know JP can't circulate this kind of information. So there are so many ways that can be used to verify or to fact check. So one of the simplest ways for abantu out there is just to have that critical thinking, critical mind. Don't just consume something ungazange why scrutinize ukuthi what's happening, where is this sort of information is coming from. So we are talking about the source of information. Who is this person who is saying AMA vaccines would eventually lead us to dying within 2 years of taking them? So that is a question that one should ask themselves. Or you have heard so many fake stories, conspiracy theories that have been flying around, and people have tended to believe them. I think the recent one that I think caused a storm on social media circles was the issue of the selling of toys to get money to buy a GT6. It was trending for some time, and to an extent that some people actually had a sort of an interview on radio to say, here is one person who sold their toys, and they are confessing and saying, yes, indeed I did, and I've got large sums of money. So listen to those people. And when you listen to that to that kind of evidence, you say, who is this person? Why are they not telling us where to go to for everyone to sell our toys? Because most of the times fake news doesn't have evidence. So we're saying check your source. Is there any evidence to the claims that are being made to any issue, to any fake news that you suspect that might be fake news? So when you are looking at in terms of the documents, because fake news circulate in many forms. It can be in documents, it can be messages that are forwarded on WhatsApp, it can be pictures, it can be images, it can be videos rather. So when you are looking at the documents, there are so many things that someone need to check before they circulate. Because remember, fake news spreads the moment when you receive something that you are suspicious about, then you forward it without even checking. So on a document, you also need to check the logos. So if the city council is purported to have communicated something, they use a logo for city council. You know that must say a logo for city council. So if there isn't anything that is showing that this is an identity document identifying the city council, then you treat that document with suspicion. Then again, there are people who are authorized to share certain information from different organizations. Like for instance, using the city council, you know that there is a PR department. They are the people who are in charge of sharing, circulating information, communicating decisions, policies, announcements, whatever coming from the city council. So you need to check. If you see a document purporting to come from city council and there is no Mrs. Mpofu, there is no Bongiwe, there is no mayor, there is no town clerk, no, you begin to treat those document suspicion that is this person authorized to issue such information, because some people may use logos, letterheads of different organizations to circulate information, trying to cheat receivers. So these are some of the things that one might need to think about. So it's about critical thinking, just critical analysis, not even just critical, just a basic analysis, not even critical, a basic analysis of the information that you create. Where is it coming from? Could it be true? Is this person authorized to issue that? Then you also look at the logos and so forth and so forth.
Uzile ke guys manje FM ukuthi khona kumele uyenze kanjani, kumele ukhangele ke izinto ezifana lama stamp, ama signature, ama logos and stuff like that, ukuthi khona ke ubekwazi ukuthi khona into le ke eyona ke iliqiniso kumba asoqiniso ke. Njalo ke la ungathatheki ke kakhulu ke ukuforwarda izinto ezingayisizo, la uthi uyithole egroupini la usuforwardele komunye umuntu ke awuthola ukuthi khona ke into engamanga, ngoba ke ecine ngiyagcina sokuthokona sizwe ngawe, ugcina wena ke kunguwe ke osungene ke inkingeni. So how can one ensure that their online presence is secure and free from cyber attacks such as cyberbullying, Mr. Chung?
Yeah, that's another challenge that has also come with our presence online. We are talking about fake news. Fake news has caused a lot of damage to our communities and individuals. So looking at ours online, we also need to be secure. And being secure means that we need to protect our sensitive information that we keep online. We need to protect ourselves from other people. You know, I think if you are following on social media, yesterday and today there was something that was happening where some people felt that a certain political woman was being cyberbullied on certain issues. Someone was threatening to expose her with certain information. So others felt that this is cyberbullying. So there are quite a number of ways one can use to protect themselves from such acts of cyberbullying. One important way is just to control your audiences online. You know, when you are on social media such as Facebook and Twitter, even WhatsApp, you can go to your settings and choose who is going to follow you, who is going to see your posts, all those things. So by that you are minimizing people who might start cyberbullying you. So if you want to be friends, remain with your friends, I think it's better that way, just to control, to say anyone who is outside your circle, they shouldn't see what I'm posting. If you're posting some pictures that might be considered sensitive or that might be used in future, so you just control that. Even when they go on your Facebook account or your Twitter account, they only just see that your name. They can only get your name, that there is Andile or there is JP, but they cannot go beyond that. Because that is very important. Abanye abantu bahlakaniphela eceleni ukuthi bahamba besiyakhangela ukuthi ubani uposteni, uJP uzihambele endaweni zakhe labantu bakhe, then thatha amanye ama pictures. They quickly take those pictures and they use them in future when you now have differences. Then you feel cyberbullied because we have said those pictures in a different context now. Exactly. Can you imagine, let's just for instance, you take a picture now with someone, then that thing ends. 2 years, 3 years down the line, you get married to a different person. Then is a problem. Someone might come in and use that old picture, then say sevens in a different context, and it affects you. It affects your security online, even your emotional being online. You start feeling good, sharp. So it's controlling. Then the other thing we always talk about, avoiding posting private life yakho kakhulu online. You know, at times it's good to send a picture with my bear, with my what, but those things tend to backfire because kulabanye abantu vela abahluphayo abalandeli labanye abantu bekhangela ukuthi uposteni uzayenzani. So we try to keep our private life offline. Sizihlalele nje sizikholisele into zethu labantu bethu without necessarily inviting attention abanye abantu, because abanye abantu, they say once you put a picture on social media you have made it public. Exactly. So we are going to use it however we want. You can't tell us what is something because you are the one who started this, you see. So don't cry foul when people start using that. Then there is also the use of passwords. You know, online, we are talking online. Make sure your social media accounts are secure in terms of passwords. Don't use passwords that are easy for people to just
pay.
Exactly. So which leads me to another point. I think that's my last point on this one, that do not trust anyone in terms of passwords. Even ngubhe wathi ungamniki password, just tell them ukuthi acho me, this is my phone, what is in my phone ngokwami, now this is your phone. Because abanye abantu, we have got that tendency of ukuthi sithabe kakhulu sesithi hayi ungathatha ifoni yami uthini. Remember, izinto ziyatshintsha ngokuhamba kwesikhathi. Uyasalela izinto zakho, then the next thing they will start cyberbullying you. And in most instances, you are not cyberbullied by strangers. You are cyberbullied and even victimized by abantu close to you because they have got that information. They will start taking advantage of that information to say, if you don't do this, ngiyaphosela.
Umnyengelela ukuthi khona ke sakubona JP lenjani lapha emsakazweni ke umbuzo wami ke uqala ukuthi khona ke right sima ukuthi indaba ye cyberbullying le ngincediseka kanjani mawukuthi khona bakhona abantu abangihluphayo online.
That's a good question. So one thing that you need to do, the first thing that you need to do is to report Guma social media platforms on now that you are, especially if you're on Facebook and Twitter, that this is the person who is now perpetrating cyberbullying. They can be suspended, they can be blocked. We've got so many instances of people who have been chucked out of social media because of that kind of behavior. So that is the first step. Then the next step, you can even report that person to law enforcement agents, because it's a crime. It's actually an offense to be going around cyberbullying people. So but the one advice, if someone maybe cyberbullying using certain information, your pictures, maybe your videos, just take a screenshot of whatever they are using to cyberbully you, such that by the time you go to report to the police, they don't delete, you keep the evidence for the police to continue having that evidence. This is what he was posting, this is what he was saying on social media.
Okunye kumbe nxa umuntu ethethana u-expose ngama-pictures akho, that's blackmail. It's also a crime as well. You can report from as early as there, blackmail. Akapost even ama-pictures akho are sensitive. Just report the person.
Yeah. So kunjalo ke mlalelo Skies Matter FM izolo ukuthi khona umele uyenze kanjani ke mako ukuthi khona ke ukhona umuntu ke okuhlukumezayo online, and then ke enye message ingenile lapha ethi khona ke JB, the other method to check the validity of a post is to check the grammar, the spellings, comma, full stop, etc. Once kule kokai khona apha, know that is fake.
That's very true.
Yeah, it's very, very, very true. Also, it's things stories are spotting like a reputable news media house. It's stories value. Now, Palestine are civil servants, but in that story, I will civil servant even really wanted to call my,
Yeah.
That story is not credible. So long, look at the sources who are quoted inside that story. If the people who are the subject of the story are not quoted, the story is not credible. Yeah.
All right, ke siyabonga ke khona lapho ke kanti khona isihloko sixoxa napha ke lo Andile Khumalo kanye lo Mr Chuma khona lapha ke emsakazweni akondizela ngaphezulu Skies Matter FM. Feel free to send us a message 0774460100 ke samba ke ngetopic ethi khona ke the use of fact checking and digital security to counter information disorders. Khona program isile tshela yiScience Center for Innovation and Technology emsakazweni akondizela ngaphezulu Skies Matter FM. Sabandi stichi, let's take it beyond the sky. So gonna manje sempenduka to you Mr Khumalo. So what are some of the dangers of having disinformation on electoral issues being spread during an election period?
Oh, very important question. So we're going to that season again, elections next year.
Yeah.
And disinformation will be on overdrive at this time because people want to push their candidates. Such things begin to happen. So it's very, very important to have fact-checking skills at this time. So during electoral season, people start to spread information ukuthi maybe the electoral board njengezek ukuthi maybe benza kanje umuntu ahlala lose trust on the electoral process. So that's one danger that happens during electoral season, people losing trust on the electoral process. Kubuye futhi indaba yokuthi i-voter apathy. Nxa abantu bengasayithembi i-electoral board, people will say asavote thina because first ngaze sivote kunjani kuvele sokuwonakele sokuregekela kusakusebenzeke. So that's an issue that comes up a lot during isikhathi sama elections. So which is why issue fact checking is quite important at this time. Ukuthi lawo ubona ukuthi story esesikhulunywe ngelokusenini ngezeke, is it true or is it incorrect? There have been some stories even aphuma kudala even sisakhula even ngesikhathi sabo Sangala Mgabe. Kuthiwa Sangala Mgabe umuntu lo malume, do you remember them?
Yeah, I remember.
Stories esingala evidence to back it up.
Yeah.
But nxa sonjalo nxa umuntu engwenye party yahlethi ngisavotela njengoba kumuntu ewani.
Ifamily one.
Iyabona ke. But it's not verifiable, it's just not correct. Those are some of the things that happen during elections. Also, some issues that arise during elections. Elections are quite sensitive times. Abantu bathabe kakhulu. Violence may ensue. If there are wrong stories are written about people's stories incorrect, people may start to beat each other, So those are some of the effects of fake news during isikhathi sama electoral processes.
Okay. Uzuleke mlaleli sikazi Metro FM ukuthi khona uhamba kanjani ke lawo ke ungaphunga uthathe kanje ngezitori ezizwakalayo khona lapha so to make sure ukuthi khona ke uyachecka ke ama sources akho ke lapho uthola khona information 7744601000 ke keep the messages coming khona kusabantu stage. So to you Mr. Kumalo ukuthi khona what do you think can be done in your community to improve the culture of verifying information before sharing it to the next person?
Thank you so much, JP. So with communities now, what I believe communities kumele siphiwe ama skills, ama tools of fact check.
Yeah.
What do I mean there? Ithuta abantu befundiswe nje ukuthi how can you fact check a story at the basic level. I think ubheke ukwakhuluma ngakho nje lokho nxa story usibona la usibala nje ubona it's too good to be true. It probably is. Number one, that's your first red flag ongayibona nje. Story if it's too good to be true kuthiwa sathi phiwa $100 sonke hawu ilizwe lakho uyalazi imali angikhona kayikho. If you see such kind of stories, red flag number 1 ongahluyibona kubuye nje kokunye kwakhona ubheka ukuthi istory how is it written, ubone igrammar yakhona itshekile uhlusoleke lapho. Reading the story thola kulama sources akho to asko balanced, you know ukuthi no lapho kule problem. Other issues like ama images nxama poster on the social media platforms, I picture ngikhona nxa kuphuma story sothasa ukakhe imigwaqo omutsha ngaphanga langa umgwaqo ngikhona kuthiwa ngecholocho ono ngecholocho kwaze chocho kugcama amaphane kodwa ubone izihlahla sephane nesi one around. You know, that's another red flag you can use just to identify what is this story correct or incorrect.
Yeah.
So you just check the surroundings of that picture ukuthi thanga umgwaqo omutsha cholocho but ambona into ezithi cholocho around here. You know, abantu bechocha ngabone. So those are some red flags you can just check for. Also some other things nje as community members, I think in njama community members we should learn to read beyond the headlines. Nxa istory sibona i-headline inkathe ngakanti enye nje headline ukuthi nje esingawuthi i-clickbait, it's just pulling you to just to click in ukuze bethola ama views. But istory sangikhona sabe singala khonokho ukubhala kwedlana akukho exist story. It's also a fake news story if it is not backed up by real information, by context. It's a fake news story. Also again okunye about these news stories, check the date. Kulesi story sabe sabhala ngo 2008 and then something similar
very more khuluma kanje ngo-2008 singikhubuze sinye esempupho during isikhathi se-press control kusawubusa umdala umgaba yabona indaba zempupho these days indaba ezidumileyo so wani sibisathatha izitori zenza udala sibeqalisa ukucirculate kathesi ukuthi khona I know impupho kuthiwa isiyehlile ngale kobani bani.
Exactly. And that's a fake news story. Ukuthi istory sabhala kudala ngoba umuntu sebone ngane kathesi ngane ukukhunywa ngendaba esimilar usesivusa. La when you see it from afar awucheckanga date. Usukholwa usubelieve ukuthi oh naku sokusenzakala. But that's a fake news story. So those are some of the things that as community members we should learn. Okunye nje just check your biases la njengomuntu. Wona nxa ukwazi ukuthi I don't believe maybe this certain politician why whatever and ungezwa kuthiwa upolitician why ukhulume so uhluvela ukubelieve because you believe ukuthi na ngumuntu ongathembeka ngambe umuntu onjani. It may not be true. First of all, read the story ngokugcweleyo in context usizwe sibili before just ukuwela lokunye futhi indaba enxa yabe ijoko. Umuntu post ijoke akhe nje online wona oh it's a real story vetsho tsukwenza ngalokunje so can no it's just satire, it's just a joke ngopopa nje. You know, make sure that you read and understand.
Ile text message ingele lapha ke umunye yakhala lapho uthi khona ke abantu beyikele ukusendela ogogo bethu emakhaya ke izitori ezingayisizo bagcina bechayisa ogogo bethu ke ngama heart attack ngezinto ke ezingayisizo ukuthi khona ke isikhathi esiningi ogogo abakho soko bekwanise bona ukuthi benjani bekwanise ukuthi khona ke behlukanise ukuthi khona I know le kwinto iqiniso le into engamanga ke khona lapho ke uthi abanye abantu emakhaya basendela ke ama message kuma WhatsApp awuthola ukuthi khona ogogo sabe sebephanika so uthana kusuke into enje yenzakala edorobheni khona kungayisizo isiko okwenzakala edolobheni into ekade ikhulunywa futhi nguThuma ukuthi khona uyabona masikhuluma indaba ze-COVID yathola ukuthi information efika ngale ekhaya ayikho so information eyiyo efika khona ngalo uthola ukuthi khona hayi no uma ube kuhlaba khona lapha bakufaka thoza jinja ube lichild
yeah that's very true. You know, over the weekend kuwe la message athi suke emakhaya kuthiwa umqando lo wadu khona lo wadu cha abantu lo uzazophela. I think they did even a specific date but 22 August. Umunye umuntu ikhuluma ngathola isihlobo sami omdala khona lekhaya sithi hayi umqando lo uza ukhona sibili libe warm khona ngapha ngoba hayi into enziwa nguPutin le ayikho right. Umqando lo uyaba khona because nxa impilo yane ekaPutin ingaphela umqando sozuphela kumele bemncenga uPutin. So that's fake news yabizenzakala khona le emakhaya. So I think i-message le is very important ukuthi let's stop sending ama messages yabantu emakhaya abadalini bethu not abantu emakhaya phese but kubo gogo bethu abanye babe ngela that ability to tell ukuthi hayi this can't be true. So I think okunye okungenzakala kuma communities ukuthi abantu abale knowledge about these things they should be talking to our communities up. Ingo kuthiwa kuba active citizen in your community, just telling abantu ukuthi no lokho ayisikho uchasise nje labo kuhamba khona ngoba I believe ukuthi abantu abaningi silelwazi lendlela ezitshiyeneyo zokuthi sincedisane sifundisane abantu emakhaya. So it is a duty of mina lawe la wonke umuntu nje uyabe ebona ngani lawo ulolwazi oluthize ukuthi sincedisane labantu ngoba ungabona sokule message njalo mele uthi correct ukuthi hayi akulanto enjalo kwakuvumi. And ungayibona ema groupini avela umbe nesigabeni sakini njengakithi kule group yakogodlwayo sathi sifike sithi hayi lokho akukho into enje kaze ukuphikisana lawo ungaphonga ukuthula nje ucocekise lawo usuhlika siloku forward.
Ngiyengeza futhi khona lapha kulama some news media houses awalama fact checking sites here. So just recommend those to abazali bakho to gogo sekhaya nje la umthumezele story esinjani esi-fact checkayo sabe siphumula story sigcwele all over social media umthumezele ugogo la abona ukuthi hayi no this is fake news, you know. People should learn to follow those even inside they've got a similar project effect checking. So check with such looks and such media houses they'll be very, very helpful.
All right, so what do you think is the role of the media in verifying fake news during summer elections?
Yes, thank you very much for that question. As I was just saying about my fact checking sites, the media is very important at this time because abantu vele anithemba la ukuzwa ukuthi hayi ngikuze radio enchuthi liqiniso.
Yeah, exactly.
People trust the media so much and the media should be very responsible. Make sure that they fact check every issue. Number one nje media should call a lie noma uthi khulunywe ngubani ukuthi ukhunywe nguAndile ngbo ukhunywe nguchief ngbo ukhunywe nguDeputy Finance Minister. If it's a lie just call it out ungabhodabhodi. That's important for media kungabe lo muntu osabisayo because asifuna amanga agcwale nje emphakathini wethu. Okunye nje as the media they should not just republish fake news uncritically. What do I mean there? Maybe let's say kule story esi fake news and nje media house ihleli thabela ukunjani ukusibhala headline ibe ngikala kathi ukuthi headline about a fake news story and umuntu nxe has not been exposed to that story before, maybe just a human being nje he had not been exposed to that story before because the media when they were writing that story they made the banner of fake news so big. Omunye ade bona ibhana na ahlathi ahla seqala story aqala ukusibelieve, but as the media maybe we responsible about that issue besebenzise indlela esingayithi bayithi abelungu abafundile bayithi lokusenini it's a truth sandwich. Qala ngeqiniso phezulu ubusukho umuntu hayi amanga akhulunywe lawo ngaphansi futhi khulumela iqiniso explaining giving context. So engutsho ukuthi lapha nje let's emphasize the truth more than the fake news story. Ngamthi i-fake news story vele yaqala ubhota online as the media emphasize the truth. Also repeat the facts. Bachana besithi thwa the only way to cue propaganda, to cue fake news, is to also what repeat the truth, because propaganda and fake news kusebenza nge-repetition, ngokuphinda-phinda let us le media ayiphinda-phinde ini iqiniso all the time, every time. That way hayi ngibona singayizama sibili i-fake news.
Singayizama kanjalo. Okay, all right, 16:42, it is exactly 18 minutes to 5 kusabantu stage. We're taking you beyond the sky khona lapha ke sama ke program esilethela ngesite Center for Innovation and Technology ke promoting civic awareness and action to counter disinformation. So itopic ke sama ngayi namhlanje it's khona the use of fact checking and digital security to counter information disorders khona lapha ke emsakazweni akho ndizela ngaphezulu. And then ke kade sikhuluma ke noBhekuzulu Chuma who is a national lecturer, media literacy trainer, and then ke lo Andile Khumalo, media literacy trainer khona pa emsakazweni akho ndizela ngaphezulu. All right ke isikhathi ngantse sambile sesifike emaphethelweni ke ye program yethu khona pa ke any parting words aqala ngawo Mr. Chuma amazocina.
Yeah, entanda ukuthi ngikukhulume as we close the program is that sisesikhathini esinzima se-fake news. We're talking about information disorders where you have got lies and truths coexisting. So it is our duty as citizens, since we are also partaking in sharing and receiving information, especially sharing information, it is now our duty to ensure that before we press the send button, press or send or forward button, make sure what you are sending is something that you have verified. If you are not sure about whatever message, picture, video, can you ask the next person, comrade, have you seen this? You have got friends who may also know this thing. Ask the next person, have you seen this? Do you think this is true? Because you don't want to be a peddler of fake news yourself. You can be arrested for sending fake news, especially when it's something that is against the authorities. So protect yourself from getting in trouble by fact checking.
All right, asabonga kakhulu ke Mr. Kuman.
Fact checking is very, very important as employee. The reason why we do it ukuze sinjani si protect umphakathi wethu. Safety. People die, people get sick ngendaba ze fake news. It's quite important ukuthi sinjani see protect fake news. So now wherever you are as a human being, and don't misinform others. Don't just forward. Forward button, don't just press it. It's very dangerous. It's quite dangerous as well. Also, just for some issues like political correctness, there is no way we fact check. Umuntu engabhala story nje engakhangela political correctness, maybe talking about people with disability, you know. Stories as a fake, with disability, bathola imali zamara, whatever. Opening up all alleyways for hate speech against people with disability. So those are some of the things that happen if we do not fact check all the news. Asibaleni is fact check as a verify any before we send and we share. And I can't stress this enough. Let us repeat facts over and over again. I think that would be the cue for fake news.
All right, okay. Siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you so much for coming through, and thanks so much ukuthi khona ke libelizo sifundisa kakhulu kangaka khona pa emsakazweni ondizela ngabantu kusabantu ke stage ke kunjalo ke mlelo skies Metro FM sibamba khona lapha 16:45 it is exactly 4:02 emsakazweni ondizela ngaphezulu skies Metro FM ngesabantu stage. Let's take it beyond the sky.
Radio on stereo. Lalela esabantu emakakasini ku 100.3 FM.